Before I go and rip college apart and what I think about it, I'm going to tell you who I think needs to go to college. Here's who I think needs to go to college. Doctors. Yes, I have strong opinions, Angelica. Here's who I think needs to go to college. People who want to be doctors. People who want to be lawyers. People who want to be engineers. Nurses, medical field, engineers, lawyers. Everything else I don't think needs a 4-year university. Teachers, I don't think they need a 4-year university. Here's the problem with college. We assume everybody needs to go to college, and everybody don't need to go to college. You know why everybody don't need to go to college? If everybody needs to go to college, they wouldn't make everybody take the same class for the first 2 years. No matter what you going to college for, the first 2 years, you guys got to take the same classes. That don't even make sense. Here's why not expand your knowledge, Nichlio, because college ain't free, okay? Jobs want people to go to college so they can say, hey, this person did something that other people don't do, so it's an easy way to weed out people, okay? But the problem is all those jobs don't need a college degree. I worked at Boeing, okay? You had to have a college degree to work at Boeing, so I'm thankful that I went. However, I didn't need a college degree to do the job that I did. And you didn't need a college degree to do most of the jobs there. If you had to get this specific trade or school there, then okay. But you don't need to. Most of the time, people are better at their job when they've worked at that job for a long time, not when they went to school. People who go in the military and officers, they get out and they got to lead people who've been an officer in the military for 17 years. Who's more than likely going to be better at being in the military? Somebody who's been in the military 7 years or somebody who went to college for 4 years? Probably somebody who's actually been in the military for 17 years. But what happens is officers come out and they lead them people. But the soldiers trust them NCOs. And that's the same thing in life. I kid you not, the job I did at Boeing that I needed a college degree for, I could have did that job at 16 years old. If somebody would have trained me, I would have did it. But what they do is that you got to go to college because we weed out people. But the problem is college isn't separated by who's smart and who's not smart. College, my friends, is separated by who can afford to go and who can't. That's really what it's about. It's by who can afford to go and who can't. And the problem is you go to college and you got $30,000 to $100,000 in loans and you can't even get a job to pay those loans off. If you go into college and you pay $30,000, $50,000, $60,000 and you get out of a job, get out of school, and you go and work at the same job that you would have got, and now you got hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, excuse me. I got out of college. My first job out of college was the same job I was working in college, working at a daycare. I showed my lady, my supervisor, the owner of the daycare or the director. I said, hey, I graduated college. She was like, oh, we can give you a raise. I kid you not. She gave me a 35-cent raise. I was like, but I just got a bachelor's degree that cost me $60,000, $75,000. Cool, fam. Cool. 35 cents. My sister-in-law went to Spelman. Her student loans to go to Spelman, her paying that back, is more than her home loan to live. She is paying more for a degree than she is paying to live. That don't make sense. Now in Europe, where college is free and paid for by public, go. I say let people go, and if you can't get the grades to keep up, then let people be out. Somebody asked, my degree's in sociology. You know what that means? Absolutely nothing. Yes, her student loans are more than her mortgage. I got a degree in sociology, and that means absolutely nothing. Nothing. The job that I do now, that I get paid more than I ever had any job that had nothing to do with college, has nothing to do with college. I got this job because I have experience. It's a sham. It's a for-profit thing. You know who can afford to go to college? People whose parents already have money. College is cool for people whose parents can pay for you, but other people, no. I have a degree in sociology and I work in entertainment from what I do naturally. Thank you, brother Jason. And really, I'm going to tell you what the problem with college is. It starts with high school. The problem with high school is they're teaching all these different kids the same thing. Our high school system is still based on the agrarian society of when people were farmers and they needed all this basic information. I told my teacher when I was in trigonometry in high school, I will never use trigonometry. Why are you teaching me something I will never use? They should have gave me a class in credit. Trigonometry has never served me ever. And the stuff in high school that I learned, I don't remember nothing, and I barely remember anything from college. I remember the most stupid random stuff from college. I remember I took a weather class, and all I remember from that is if there's clouds in the sky, your car won't have frost on it. But if there's no clouds and it's cold, your car can have frost. Because something to do with the clouds in the atmosphere. So, I remember a whole bunch of stuff about African American studies, so I'm glad I'm smarter, but it ain't helping me in life. The job I use now have nothing to do with me going to college. I don't know, Winky Man. Me and Melissa have a different approach. Me and Melissa think very differently on this. I don't think you should just assume that people who finish high school should just go to four-year college. I don't think so. I just don't think everybody should automatically go to four-year college. Why? What do you want to do with your life? The problem is you are paying money while you figure out what you want to do with your life. You're switching majors, you still got to pay, and you don't even know what you want to do. Why are you paying to figure out what you want to do with your life? Work. Then you say, here's what I want to do with my life. Do I need to go to college to do this? No. Let's take a tennis player, for example. We say everybody needs to go to college. A pro tennis player is pro at 14 years old. They got a job making thousands of dollars. What do they need to go to college for? High school basketball player. If he's just going to end up trying to get in the NBA, or a baseball player, does he need to go to college? I'm talking about if they didn't force them. No, if you're just going to get the job, if you already got the chance to get the job, why should you have to go to college? And I think we just assume that people need to go to college, and people don't need to go to college. We just assume that they should. So people go because that's what they think they're supposed to do. And that's the problem. I went to high school, from high school to college, with about 114 people from my high school went to my college. And about 10 or 12 graduated. Why? Because people just went to college because that was the next logical step. So why are you paying debt? Because people are like, where are you going to school? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't go to school. Maybe I should start a business. What about the money? What about the money? Usually you get better pay when you're better at your job. Now, I agree. The problem is you can't get in the door a lot of times without a college degree. So I'm not saying that right now don't go to college. Because depending on what you do, you might need to go to college. But it's not, I don't think you have to go. Okay, so who's happy at their job? Type 1 if you're happy at your job. Oh, here go Lissa in here. Lissa don't agree with me. That's all right. You make more money in your lifetime with your degree. Put a 1 if you're happy with your job. I know Lissa don't agree. That's all right, baby. I still love you. Okay? College ain't for everybody. It sure ain't. The job I love, there wasn't no major for what I did. This job didn't even exist. Look, everybody's happy at their job. That's good. Okay? Now, who went to college and is working in the field that they got their degree in. Put a 3 if you're working in college at the field you got a degree in. 3, 3, 3, 3, negative 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Well, I guess not the people. There's not people saying the opposite. Beauty school dropout. That's good. Because I know a lot of people who got a degree in something and ain't working in that field. I got a degree in sociology and I never even attempted to be a sociologist or a social worker. The college experience is priceless, absolutely. But should you pay to learn how to be an adult? I don't disagree. Your salary will be, you will have a better life with a college degree. That's the truth. But that's not the only way. We teach people that going to college is pretty much the only way you can succeed. I would rather teach you to start a business if you can. I'm working with people, but everybody's working with people. Switch your major 4 times. That's what I be talking about. And don't call me Dame Dash. You know what I'm saying. And the other part is a lot of times we go into debt, killing ourselves trying to get a degree, and the degree don't pay for the debt. The degree don't pay the debt off for a long time. The degree don't pay the debt off for a long time. I'm just saying, I'm not saying people shouldn't go to college. I'm saying college shouldn't be the first and only option. I'm not mad. I'm just not making jokes. I don't think you should just say college is the only thing you should do no matter what. I don't think you should automatically say, hey, you're out of high school. What are you doing? Going to college? What college are you going to? I don't think that's the first and only. We shouldn't shame people for going to trade school because a trade school might be where you need to learn. Say you're like Because, who's a sound technician, who's working in a sound technician. He didn't need to go to a 4-year college for that. He could go to a trade school. You don't need to go to a 4-year college all 4 years. Go to a community college for 2 years. I felt like that was frowned upon as a kid, so I went to a 4-year college just to learn what it was like to live on my own. Here's the funniest part about that. You know who succeeds in college? At least from my experience, it was the kids. It had less to do with who was smart and more to do with who could manage their time and who was self-motivated and disciplined. Because I had kids in college in my freshman year who were smart and got 4.0s, but it had a lot to do with their parents keeping them and teachers keeping them, all that stuff. But when it came for that time for them to set their own alarm and wake up on themselves and turn stuff in, like the thing about college that's good, that's like real life, is the teachers don't get paid whether you come in or turn your paper in or nothing or whatever. They get paid just the same. So high school teachers, it's in their best interest to chase after you. But in college, you don't have to go to class and the teacher ain't checking for you. And a lot of times, kids cannot handle that. Their parents woke them up. They didn't have no job. They didn't know how to wash their clothes. You'd be surprised how many kids in my dorm, freshman, sophomore year, who couldn't even wash their own clothes. I was like, yo, whose parent? Like, okay, if your mom washed your clothes for you, but you don't even know how? How you don't know how? How you don't know how to wake yourself up? I was in the admissions office to put money on my card or to talk about my card, and there was a parent that was yelling at the admissions person because we had these little husky cards, and it was like your ID, and it had your money assigned to you. So if you had $1,000 for the whole quarter, you swiped that, your money came out of it, right? So this parent was like, and we had food, we had convenience stores, and we had all this type of stuff, right? So this parent was like, I need you guys to monitor what my kid eats. And the lady was like, what do you mean? She was like, you need to monitor what my kid eats for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. How do you guys plan on monitoring that? And the girl was like, we don't. She was like, so what if he wants to eat ice cream every day? What if he wants to eat ice cream for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? And the girl was like, he'll probably get a stomach ache. And I was looking at this lady like, why? Your son is 17, 18, 19, and he don't know that you shouldn't eat ice cream every day? You got a whole litany of problems. If this man don't know that you shouldn't eat ice cream for breakfast, if this is his first time and the first thing he want to do is eat ice cream for breakfast, let me tell you who's about to flunk. Him. If he want to eat Ben & Jerry's every day, then we can't stop him. She was so mad. I was like, tell your son to eat breakfast. What are you talking about? This is stupid. Well, what if he wants to eat ice cream? You guys gonna let him do that? Yes. If he wants to make jelly sandwiches every day. I had a homeboy whose parents paid all his money through college, and this man could not manage the food plan. He got the most expensive food plan. He could eat $23 a day worth of food. And I had like 9. I couldn't even eat on the weekends. I had the plan that meant you have to go home on the weekends because I got $9 to $11 a day. He had $23 a day. And yes, Liz, Tanner. Tanner, I didn't want to say her name, but Liz already put it in here. After a 12-week quarter, by the 9th week, Tanner always ran out of money. So he had to eat triple-decker peanut butter sandwiches for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 3 weeks. And this man did this for 2 years. I was like, Tanner, stop eating so much food for the beginning of the year. Why you don't learn? Spread this out. Eat a triple-decker sandwiches 2 or 3 times a week so you can have food for the rest. He just never learned. He never learned. I was like, man, I had kids failing out of freshman class because they couldn't wake up and take tests. And I was kind of mad. I'm going to vent for a second. I went to my counselor. She was black. Me and Melissa had the same counselor. She was black. And she was like, no, he wasn't big. He was small. And I told her I wanted to take Psychology 101. And you know what she told me? You really shouldn't take that because it's a pretty hard class. I was like, I can handle it. And she was like, yeah, but if you fall asleep and miss the final, you probably won't pass. And I was like, isn't that the case for any class? What are you who have you been talking to? I would assume that if you fall asleep and miss the final, you have a high probability of failing the class. What are you talking about? Shut up. You think I'm dumb? Duh. I should hope so. And of course, I got like a 3.7 in that class. And that college advisor also told me that me and Melissa shouldn't get married. And my mom told me why. My mom knew the counselor from church. And it turned out her son got married in college and they got divorced and her son had to move back home with her. And that's why she told us that we shouldn't get married. That's why you got to be careful about whose advice you take and why they take it. Because they might be taking advice, giving you advice from a hurt place in their life. You're like, man, I'm not your raggedy son, though. I ain't your raggedy son, though. So anyway, you learn a lot about yourself in college. You learn some responsibility. You learn something. Your comment went too fast. You said, okay, please, you and Liz do something. I missed it. But I don't think everybody should go to college automatically, unequivocally, and without. I don't think we should assume everybody should go to a 4-year college right out of high school. And I think we should do a better job of having high schools that work with the way kids learn and what they want to learn and what's important to them. And I have no plan to fix it. I just want to complain. I went to the University of Washington in Seattle. College does broaden your perspective. I agree. Yeah, Boston, Queens, you got to be mentally ready for college. Otherwise, you're wasting your time and your money. College is an expensive lesson to learn if you're not ready. And heaven forbid you got student loans and you didn't even get your degree. Heaven forbid you got to drop out for whatever reason. I'm not making jokes. I'm just saying. You got to drop out and pay your student loans and you don't even got no degree. Heaven forbid. That's terrible because Sally Mae don't care whether you finish, whether you got a job. Sally Mae just wants her money. You got 1,800 on the SAT and still wasn't ready? I know a lot of people like that. I got a 980 on the SAT and graduated from college with a 3.5 GPA. I just did not like standardized testing. I got tired during the SATs. I got tired at the end. I got a 980 when it was out of 1600. The last 45 minutes, I was just like, nah. I was hungry. I was tired. I didn't know how to take no SAT. I didn't care about it. And I was just like, nope. But I killed in college. I killed. But I sucked at the SATs. I was just like, what does A E to B in the world? I was like, shut up, shut up. I was looking at the SAT like, nah. And I had to work in college. Kids had the luxury in my college of having computers, laptops, and not having to work, and they were still flunking out of college. I had to do work study. I had to work another job. I had to work during the summer. How you don't have to work? I had to work. I spent more time at work than I did in class. I had no luxury of just going to school and studying. I had to work. Work, study, regular work. I sold a brick of Coke. Had to do what I had to do. Sold a brick of that raw. Would I have my career now without college? That's hard to say because what I'm doing now has nothing to do with college. But how I learned to do what I'm doing now was with the degree that I had in college, working at a job that I didn't really need a college degree, but I had plenty of time to study YouTube. So, and I would love to talk about y'all hear about that Supreme Court justice who was saying that black scientists shouldn't go to Texas because they need to go to colleges that are slower for them. I don't have the energy to be mad at everything I hear. Sometimes I just be like, I just read the article and then I just go on because if I got mad at everything that make black people mad, I just would be mad all day. I got to find time to enjoy my life. Because people be saying stuff that's so offensive, I just be like, whew. Judge Scalia, look it up. It wasn't even Donald Trump. Yeah, it was Justice Scalia. Yeah, if you had a chance to be, if we were mad at everything we could be mad about, I'd just be mad all the time. And I don't. I'd rather have a good time. Scalia. Me and Melissa didn't even have the whole Stomp the Yard experience. We went to one part and it was so whack. It wasn't even Trump, guys. It was somebody else. So me and Melissa probably going to argue about what the boys need to do with college. Because I'm going to be like... You got 529s for them, though, right? But you can get a 529 out if you don't go to college. I'm not going to force them to go to college. We're just going to argue about it. Liz majored in sociology with a minor in criminal justice or something like that. I don't know. Law and Order, SVU. She minored in Law and Order at SVU. No, I didn't pledge. When I was going to college, all the people at church were telling me that fraternities were of the devil. And I didn't have the power or the study in my mind to argue with them. So I was just like, fraternities are of the devil then. And I didn't know much else about it. But now I have a totally different opinion, but I'm out of college. Church will say everything is the devil, like Bobby Boucher's mom. Remember Bobby Boucher's mom on Waterboy? Yeah, they asked me when I was in college. But I was like, I'm going to tell you why I couldn't do it. I couldn't join a fraternity because I had to work and you had to stay after school and do stuff. And I couldn't. I was like, man, I don't live here. I went to school in Seattle and I lived in Tacoma and I had to work. So they were like, hey, yeah, they have grad chapters, but I'm not about to go and join a fraternity now and be doing a step show and tear my ACL. Be like, oh, God, I got kids. I can't pledge now. I got children. I'm not going to be at no step show having to learn stuff. I just don't have time. I'll hurt my knee. My knee hurts. They were like, Kev, you can do this and you can come. And I was like, I gotta go to work. You getting jumped in with that mouth? I'm old. I'm 32 years old. What do I look like pledging now? I'm a pledge of fraternities from Stomp the Yard. Those aren't real. I'm going to pledge a white fraternity like Pi Kappa Pi Gamma Delts. I told y'all what happened when I hosted the comedy show that was Greek. I don't have to step and grab. I kind of want to step. I don't want to join that as an honorary member. No. I missed the boat, guys, and I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't know which one I would pledge, because I'm not doing that. I respect them. Periscope, 5 Periscope. Your husband's an Omega man. God bless him. Tell what story, Ken? No, I'm not telling that whole stand-up comedy story. That's a whole 30-minute scope. Long story short, what happened at the Periscope, at the Greek step show I hosted, I called the alphas. I said, when I came out on the stage and I had to introduce the first people, I said, give it up for the brothers of Alpha, Kappa, Alpha. And I got booed, and it was downhill from there, because the brothers are Alpha Phi Alpha. And I didn't know. I didn't know much about it, and I was nervous, and I was sweaty. And they were mean to me. And I didn't like Greek stuff after that. Broke, broke, broke. Broke, 5 broke. We ain't got it. Ain't got no money. Ain't got no time. Broke, 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 5 broke. That's what I'm about to pledge, because I got kids. I'm pledging Jesus, Alpha and Omega, beginning and the end. The rising star. Oh, Jesus, I'm pledging Jesus. Oh, theta, nu thetas. Theta, theta, theta. Oh, I'm pledging Jesus, the Alpha and Omega, beginning and the end. I'm pledging Jehovah Jireh, the Lord our provider. Jehovah Rapha, oh God. I'm pledging Obasha. Obega. Be coming. What about Masons? Nope. I'm pledging Jesus. Obasha, Omega, Obasha. You can get the movie at familyexchangefilm.com. Why you say that, Liz? No, Lissa didn't pledge. Lissa was district champion in track, and they didn't even ask. They asked her to run track for the school, and she was like, nah, no. I don't want to do that. Oh, that's why Lissa said it, somebody asked. Speak on master's degree? No. I don't have nothing to say. Malachi Nupai. Whoa, Nupai. All right, we thank y'all for grace. Sometimes you can say no to the periscopers. You don't have to do what they say. People just say stuff, and you can just be like, nah. And sometimes I do that. This was busy running for the Lord because I was chasing skirts. Any tips on getting out of school loan debt? Twerk. Get paid in cash. Strip. Then repent. If you got it, strip. Pay that off in cash. Come back. Apologize to the Lord. Be debt free. Boom. You got to do what you got to do. I'm sorry that the world is like this, but you got to flip that thing for the Lord. Shake that thing for Sally Mae. Knock it down for Navient. Flip it for forbearance. Come on. Strip. Repent. Huh? What about for guys? I don't know. Rob strippers, I guess. Throw that thing in a circle. Throw that thing in a circle. I ain't got no answers, man. I'm still paying on student loans. The moment I pay off my student loans, I'll be just in time to pay for my kids' college. That's how sad it is. Soon as I pay my last student loan off, Zay's gonna be like, I got into Yale. And I'm gonna be like, my dad told me, if you want to go to college, that's on you. All I can do is offer you a house to stay in and food to eat. I ain't paying for college. Ken, you 60K in student loans? Woo! Throw that thing in a circle. My dad kept it all the way real. And the government was like, Dad, you got to pay. And he was like, not today, I don't. Not today. I ain't paying. And that's the thing that sucks. If your parents don't have the money, or they have money, but they don't want to pay for your college, then the government is like, yeah, but they should. But your parents are like, I ain't. Then you're in a weird position where the government feels like your parents should pay and your parents ain't paying. So you can't get no financial aid. And that's why we got married. Because once we got married, oh, there was a difference. Deuteronomy for deferment. All right, guys, I got to clean the kitchen. God bless you. God keep you. We will see you tomorrow on Periscope. Tomorrow. That's all I've got today. Oh, it's so much easier to say tomorrow. That's all I got tomorrow. You better choose the Lord today. For tomorrow very well might be today. That's that song that make you scared. This may be the last time. This may be the last time, children. This may be the last time. Maybe the last time. I don't know. This may be the last time. This may be the last time, children. This may be the last time. Maybe the last time, I don't know. That sounds like savory. Get on from around here and give your life to God. You know the devil man coming. The devil man's coming. This may be the last time. Slave boy, Elroy, give your life to God. What if the rapture come? You heard that rapture coming on an underground railroad. I got Jesus on tonight. Oh, yeah. Are you saved? Are you saved? Are you saved? All right, guys. Got to clean this kitchen before I get in trouble by this. See you tomorrow.